Another really, really important theme is truth. There are a couple of important themes in the Crucible and Year of Wonders, and I would definitely mark truth as one that you need to have a strong hold on. So under truth comes basically false accusations and confessions. It links quite nicely into fear and hysteria, because fear and hysteria kind of create these false accusations and confessions, which in turn, tarnish truth. So in the Crucible, slander, the main point is that slander becomes weapons of opportunists. For example, Abigail, for sure, revealing the moral mutability of theocratic judicial system. There are a few quotes for this that I think are important. Number one is that trials provided the opportunity for individuals to, open quote, express ... guilt and sins under the cover of accusations against victims. Number two is, open quote, melt down all concealment, end quote, so that, open quote, long-held grievances, end quote, can surface in the form of witchcraft accusations. Another good one for truth is that we are what we always were, but naked now. I think that's really good if you want to argue that truth is actually, the truth about human nature or that kind of thing is actually being shown, rather than being obfuscated a little bit. Proctor, we go back to what we mentioned before in his personal growth and how he was admitting that he was guilty of adultery, but that is basically him being following his integrity, and that's again shown in denying the witchcraft accusations. A good character for truth is Rebecca, and how she adamantly denies her guilt, maintaining that it is a lie, and that's determining that, her decision when confronted with a moral choice, when the alternative is equally available, that's showing that she's really kind of trying to uphold truth, and she's not going to let something as sacred as truth just be tarnished so that she can save her life. Juxtaposed against the uncompromising valour of both Proctor's, Rebecca Nurse, and Quarry, Hale, which is an interesting character, is seen as a moral failure, as he is a minister pledged to uphold truth, and yet he counsels deliberate lying. Miller himself wrote that, open quote, the middle way is commonly the way of the truth, end quote. But then you see him write for Danforth that either with this church or against it, with no road in between, basically how Danforth is being so binary, when Miller himself has said before that the middle way is truth. And so that's kind of a hint that Danforth, through his binary thinking and how reductive that is, that he can never truly understand truth. In Year of Wonders, the killing of the Gowdies is a very monumental event that happens that can be a good instrument when you want to talk about truth and how it's being, tarnished. So there's the quote, it's Annis that's the witch that we've already talked about, not moments after accusing Mem. Annis succumbs to it, is the thing. And she says, I am the devil's creature. The thing with this is that she is trying to reclaim her last shred of power in an attempt to kind of taunt her persecutors. But by doing so and focusing on herself, she is sacrificing truth and ultimately adding more and more credence to further accusations that come to pass. In addition to this, her false confession also gives Gordon an excuse to perpetuate violence with no acknowledgement of the truth, quote, smashing his fist into Urith's face. Through demonstrating the dangers of ignoring truth and employing one's own biases to mimic fact instead, Miller and Brooks condemn those who make no effort to pursue the truth. An example of this is the truth behind accusations, where Urith Gordon's accusation that Annis witched her husband into lying with her reveals the way in which Urith's resentment and grudge over Annis's affair with her husband finds an outlet in the madness. So that's truth. It manifests in, it's kind of destroyed in false accusations and confessions, and it's a really important theme to have a good hold on. So I do hope that this podcast has helped you guys on that theme today.